Welcome back to our deep dive into overcoming a guide for repeat takers. So we've talked about the importance of mindset and study habits, but you might be thinking, okay, but how do I actually make this time different? Like how do I deal with all the distractions? And that's where chapter 8 comes in. It's all about managing those real life distractions and pressures that can totally derail even the best intentions.
Yeah, because life doesn't just pause for the bar exam, right? Like work deadlines, family commitments, that pile of laundry calling your name. It could feel like you're trying to study while juggling flaming torches.
Exactly. And Celebration Bar Review gets that. They've designed their program with this in mind. Their on-demand courses mean you can study whatever works for you. Early mornings, late nights, during your lunch break. It's all about fitting bar prep into your existing life, not the other way around.
So no more guilt tripping yourself for not sticking to some rigid schedule that doesn't actually match your life.
Nope, no guilt trips here. They even provide strategies for staying focused amidst distractions. Noise-canceling headphones, creating a dedicated study space, even techniques for gently reminding well-meaning loved ones that you need some focused time. It's about taking control of your environment as much as you can.
I like that. Okay, so we're managing distractions, but let's talk about the actual learning process. Chapter 9 focuses on developing critical thinking skills. And this is something I think a lot of people, myself included, might have stumbled on in the past. Knowing the law is one thing, but applying it, analyzing those tricky hypotheticals, that's a whole different ballgame.
It is, and Celebration Bar Review really emphasizes this shift from memorization to application. They go beyond just outlining the rules and dive deep into how to actually USC them. They have these essay workshops where you break down real exam questions, learn how to structure your answers, and get feedback on your reasoning and analysis.
So it's less about regurgitating information and more about learning how to think like a lawyer, to see those nuances and make those connections that really impress the bar examiner.
Exactly. It's about developing that legal mindset that's so crucial for success on the bar exam.
Okay, now speaking of impressing the bar examiners, let's talk about one of the most feared aspects of the exam, the dreaded essay questions. Chapter 10 is all about analyzing past performance for future success. And I think this applies directly to those essay writing skills. It's not enough to just know the law. You have to be able to communicate it clearly, concisely, and persuasively.
Right. And Celebration Bar Review's approach to essay writing is honestly impressive. They don't just throw you a bunch of sample essays and say, go figure it out. They break down the essay writing process into manageable steps, providing template strategies. And this is key, personalized feedback on your writing.
Because let's be honest, sometimes you just need someone to look at your work with fresh eyes and say, okay, this is great, but here's how you can make it even stronger.
Exactly. They'll help you identify your strengths and weaknesses as a writer, point out areas where your analysis could be sharper, and offer specific strategies for crafting those clear, concise, and persuasive arguments that really showcase your understanding of the law.
So it's about turning those past essay struggles into a roadmap for improvement, using those mistakes as stepping stones to build a stronger foundation for this next attempt.
It is. And they also recognize that different jurisdictions have different essay formats and expectations, so they tailor their guidance accordingly. They'll make sure you're familiar with the specific nuances of your jurisdiction's essay section, so you can walk into that exam room feeling confident and prepared.
Okay, that's reassuring. Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the MBE. Those multiple choice questions that can feel like a minefield for many bar exam takers. I remember feeling so overwhelmed by the sheer number of questions, the tricky wording, the time pressure. It was intense.
Oh yeah, I get that. And Chapter 11 really gets into the nitty-gritty of MBE mastery beyond just drilling you with practice questions. They teach you how to think like the test makers, how to anticipate the types of questions that might be asked, and how to avoid common pitfalls.
So it's like learning the secret code of the MBE, deciphering those tricky questions stems, and understanding the logic behind the answer choices.
Exactly. They help you develop a deep understanding of the underlying legal concepts, so you're not just memorizing rules, but applying them to novel fact patterns. They also teach you how to manage your time effectively during the MBE portion of the exam, which is crucial because those minutes can fly by.
So no more staring blankly at the clock with 10 minutes left and 20 questions unanswered?
Hopefully not. They provide strategies for pacing yourself, eliminating answer choices strategically, and making educated guesses when needed. It's all about maximizing your chances of getting those points, even when you're not 100% sure of the answer.
Because sometimes it's about strategy as much as it is about knowledge, right?
Absolutely. And Celebration by Review really excels at teaching those strategic approaches that can make all the difference on exam day. They also recognize that the MBE can be a real mental drain. So they incorporate techniques for staying focused, managing test anxiety, and avoiding burnout.
Because, let's be honest, staring at hundreds of multiple choice questions for hours on end can be mentally exhausting. You need those strategies to stay sharp and engaged throughout the process.
You do. And they understand that everyone approaches the MBE differently. So they offer a variety of resources and strategies to cater to those individual learning styles. Some people learn best through practice questions, others through flashcards, and still others through visual aids. They've got you covered, no matter your preferred learning method.
I like that a lot. And speaking of individual learning styles and approaches, let's talk about something that's often overlooked but can be a game changer for bar exam success: self-assessment. Chapter 12 focuses on this very concept: understanding your strengths and weaknesses, identifying your personal learning style, and creating a study plan that's tailored to your specific needs.
Yeah, this is where Celebration Bar Review's personalized approach really shines. They don't just throw you a generic study schedule and say, good luck. They work with you to understand your individual learning style, your strengths and weaknesses, and your overall goals. They help you identify those areas where you need to focus your energy, those concepts that might require a different approach, and those subjects where you can really excel.
So it's about creating a study plan that feels manageable and empowering, not overwhelming and daunting.
Exactly, and they also provide ongoing support and feedback throughout the process. They'll check in with you regularly, answer your questions, and help you adjust your study plan as needed.
Because, let's be honest, life happens, things change, and sometimes you need to pivot your approach. It's comforting to know that you have that support system in place to help you navigate those changes and stay on track.
Absolutely. And they also recognize that the bar exam is just one step on your journey to becoming a lawyer. They provide resources and guidance to help you prepare for the next steps, whether that's finding a job, passing the character and fitness review, or getting sworn in.
So it's not just about passing the exam, it's about setting you up for success in your legal career.
Exactly. They're invested in your long-term success, not just your short-term performance on the bar exam.
I love that holistic approach. It's about more than just checking a box. It's about empowering you to achieve your dream of becoming a lawyer and thriving in that profession.
Absolutely. And as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I think it's important to emphasize that Celebration Bar Review isn't just about providing information. It's about building confidence. They want you to walk into that exam room feeling prepared, focused, and empowered to succeed.
Because confidence is key. Right. When you believe in yourself and your abilities, it changes the whole game. You're not just hoping to pass, you're expecting to succeed.
Exactly. And that shift in mindset can make all the difference.
We'll be back in our next episode to wrap up our deep dive into A Guide for Repeat Takers and explore even more strategies for conquering this challenge and achieving your dream of becoming a licensed